What's cracking all? Talking about agents and managers again today. There's another video I made which was called How to Get an Agent, Manager, Whatnot. In this one I want to talk about when should you get, an agent and a manager. Can you please like and subscribe? I'll wait for you to do that real quick. I know we don't know each other, but it feels like you're making the first step to getting to know me when you like and subscribe. So you can always break up. You can always unsubscribe. You good? Done? All right, thanks. So I have this conversation again, like with most of these videos. They come from a place of me having these conversations a lot with actors and even directors and other people who have agents and whatnot. And my kids have agents, and I don't know why, but they do, and they don't even really go out that much, and I don't even know why because we could, and so we went for it, and I'm digressing. Do you need an agent and a manager? Well, no, you really don't. Is it useful to have them? Yes. Do you need both? Well, that depends. When do you need them? Let's talk about that. Now, why might you not need an agent or a manager? Or when would you not need one? Well, you don't need them when you're just starting out. You don't need them before you're generating a certain amount of noise about you. Now let's separate managers and agents too. An agent sort of facilitates gigs, right? Like they'll call you up, hey, I got this thing for you. They know all about contracts and all that stuff, and they're supposed to be hip to the scab when it comes down to, what's hot and cooking in Hollywood, and be able to send you out to auditions. Managers are technically not allowed to facilitate work. They help you organize and, yourself, your business, and all that. Now remember, you pay these people, right? So when you get a job, you're giving your agent a percentage. I think 10 to 20%, maybe 15 is usually standard. And if you have a manager, you're giving them 10 to 20%, maybe 15% as well. Now, if you're making $100 on a job and you have an agent and a manager, you're getting paid $70, right? Your agent's getting 15, and your manager's getting 15. There's a bit of a paradox here, because a manager can actually help you find a good agent. But you don't really need a manager until you're busy enough, or some people are so disorganized and they don't have any clue of like what they should be doing and where they should be going, and then like a manager can help them get their shit together. But really, those are things that you should also just get good at yourself first. When you're just starting out, you need to just go through the process of finding auditions, getting jobs, working your way up, getting noticed, building your network, and get working. And you can hustle up a ton of work by yourself. You have to stay active. You have to do it consistently every day. Check all the breakdowns every morning. Submit the things that are relevant. Make sure you have great professional headshots. Make sure you have a good reel. Make sure you're sending in self-tapes. Make sure you're doing all those things and that you're practicing the craft and growing into the kinds of characters that you're best at. And start small. Start with what's closest to you, what most represents you as a person, and build that character out, and try to go out for things that, don't try to go out for huge dramatic roles before you're really a trained actor. Just start within your comfort zone, and then, you can always expand from there. But hit it hard and get working. Too many people, in my opinion, have agents and managers who don't do anything for them. Now, why don't they do anything for them? There can be two reasons from what I've observed. Again, I might be totally off on this in some respects, and please tell me, comment below if you think I'm wrong. But the two reasons that I've seen that I think agents don't do work for their clients are, well, there's actually 3 reasons. But 2 of them are sort of similar. The first reason is they're just shitty agents. They're not successful. Like, they barely make any money themselves. They have a ton of clients. They get them little gigs. And, sometimes that's okay. But they're just bad agents. Like, bad agents exist. Not everybody's good at their job. So, there's that. First of all, you should never pay an agent for anything. So if an agent's asking you for money, that's not a real agent. The agents who get commission, they might, their network might be, sort of, they're not their network, because you can, as an agent, sort of, build relationships, but like their pull is not strong enough compared to other agents. Like, their roster is kind of weak. The actors that they have on their roster are sort of meh. To casting directors and to the industry people, like, they're known as people who kind of have this, they have some people for little jobs, when you need 3 girls as sort of one-liners for an independent movie, and you need like 2 customers at a bar and a bartender, you call that agent. They might have somebody if you don't feel like putting up your breakdowns and just casting yourself, like there are those people. And then there are agents who are really good, and they have legacy. Maybe they worked for a big agency, and then they started their own agency, and they broke off and brought a few of their big clients that they handled at William Morris or whatever themselves. They broke off and took some of their clients with them to start their own agency, and now they need to fill their roster. And so that, those are good agents. They have legacy. They come from established lines of industry, and they bring their relationships with them when they start their own agencies. Great. Now, the second, okay, so the first one is that it's just a bad agent. The second one is the agent who, the reason that they might not be working well for you is they might not know what to do with you. So then you might have a decent agent, but you're actually the problem. And that's an important one for you to think of too. You might not be giving them the assets. You ask yourself this, are you one of those actors where your agent calls you and tells you, hey, I need new headshots from you? And you're like, okay, yeah, I'll get those to you. And then you don't? Do you check in with your agent and ask them, hey, what can I do? Is there anything I should be doing? Should I, what are people looking for? Not like, hey, why am I not getting any work? Like, how can I help you help me? What's going on? Are you that kind of person? Are you trying to help your agent help you? Consider that. Have you branded? Have you figured out who you are? Like, do you know what you are? Because if you don't know who you are or what you should be going out for, your agent probably won't know either. And if they don't have the assets to send people, when they get a call from a casting director saying, hey, I need 5 Mexican gangsters, do you have the headshots and the reel to represent that? Can they send you out and be like, oh, here's my guy? If not, then the agent might be fine, but you might be the problem. And then the third is the agent who, the third reason is actually one of those things where maybe you just got in too soon with too big of an agent, right? That might be the third reason why you can't get your agent to why they're not getting you work. Because here's something that a lot of people don't know, and this isn't necessarily true for all agents. It's true for all agents. It is true for all agents, but the number might not always be the same. So if you work as a junior agent or an agent for a big company, for a big agency, some of them, or all of them, I don't know, I haven't spoken to all of them, but you're actually required to generate a certain multiple of your income in revenue for the agency. So I've heard the number 3 times as much. So if you make $100,000 a year as a junior agent, for instance, you need to generate $300,000 in commissions from your clients for the agency. $300,000 in commissions for the agency with somebody who's not working yet, an actor maybe like yourself, that's making a couple $100 on a job, is not worth for that agent to spend time on. They're going to spend time on the clients who have already an established sort of thing going and that are pulling in, 5 and 6 and maybe even 7 figures, because that's going to get them their commission. Nobody wants to spend time developing because they're under pressure themselves. And if you own your own agency, you are not going to get fired if you don't make 3 times your income in commissions for the company, but you're not making money for your company. And so same thing, same reason. If you have actors who are not generating money, who are not getting any jobs at all, and the jobs that they are getting are paying a couple of $100, it's not worth it for the agent to pursue that, to keep pushing you. And it's a vicious circle. There's a lot of vicious circles in this industry. So your best bet when in terms of when to start working with agents is when you've figured out what your thing is and how to monetize that and what kinds of jobs you can potentially go get. You might not have to have your first huge job before you get an agent, but if you have enough things that are starting to look like, okay, there's a pattern here, like I can put this person in NCIS as a co-star or a guest star, I can put this person in whatever, this kind of movie, that kind of movie, be great for westerns, be great for this and that, like you have, like you're an action person, you have a certain look, you know what you're doing, you have good headshots, you have a good enough reel for them to feel comfortable, like they're not going to have to develop you. You're sort of developed, and now it's just a matter of taking you and putting you into paying gigs. That is that sweet spot where you, as an actor, can say, I think I'm ready for like a good enough agent that's actually going to work for me because I know who I am, I know what I'm doing, and I've packaged myself in a way where, and I've rounded up enough gigs for myself, I'm ready for the next level. That's the way to think about it. And then a manager sort of helps you manage all that stuff. And we're not going to get into managers too much here. But I just wanted to throw that out there for those who are frustrated. Think about the agent you're with. Are they just a bad agent? Look at their entire roster. Who do they represent? Are they working? If they are, what shows and stuff are they on? Where does this agent get them work? Are those things even relevant to you, right? If not, switch. Are you procrastinating? Are you giving your agent what they need to actually push you out there? And are you packaged in a way that makes financial sense? And do you have a little bit of a track record of getting some gigs yourself for the agent to say, this is somebody on my roster worth investing some time into because I think I can take this person from where they are and push them into stardom, or push them into series regular, or push them into guest star, or at least come up with the manager and work together to come up with a strategy, a growth strategy, right? How many times have you spoken to your agent and manager about growth strategies? Where am I going? Where would you like to be? Have you come to them and say, hey, look, this is my 5-year plan. This is where I'd like to be. These kinds of shows. Let's start with this. Let's start with co-star, co-star on procedural TV, move into, guest star, maybe series regular, and then, venture off into action films. Don't kick back and wait for people to do it for you. You do it. You do the work. You're the master of your ship, and look at your agents, and you'll know you're ready to work with an agent when you understand this stuff. Before then, it's kind of like, yeah, maybe you'll get lucky, but don't get mad at your agent for not making you rich, because if you don't even know who you are, and you're not investing in yourself, and you're not hustling, it's very unlikely that they will. So, like, subscribe if you want more of this kind of information, and comment below if you have anything to say, like, dude, you're so wrong, you're so full of crap, you don't know what you're talking about, let me know. I just want to learn too. Bye.